Hey everyone, it's Rachel here, and welcome back to my channel where I teach normal working adults with busy schedule how to manage their finances much better. And today's topic is very interesting, and it's something that I usually do on usually in December. And this is something that I highly encourage you guys to do as well financially. There are 5 things that I want you guys to do before 2026. Okay, let's go straight into number 1. So the first thing that I usually do is a money audit of the current year that is going on. And what I usually do, the first thing is to look at my income. What are my salaries, my bonuses, my wages, any side hustle earnings? Okay, maybe you have some affiliates, commissions, you have help out in a friend's business, and there is some income for you as well. And also, you can look into your passive income sources as well. Personally, for me, I do have rental income, so I do count that in. Any additional revenues you have, do make sure you note down as well so that it's easier for you in December when you do such things. Okay. And the second thing that I do look at is my spending habits. What have I been spending on every single month? There are fixed expenses and there are variable expenses. So fixed expenses includes your phone bills, your Wi-Fi, your utilities, maybe your insurance as well, your car loans, your mortgage. Very, very um, predictable expenses, I would say. And another thing that I look at is my variable expenses like transport. Sometimes maybe you have food expenses as well, birthday celebrations, and also your discretionary purchases. Maybe you have rewarded yourself for a very good holiday, or maybe you set a goal for yourself and you rewarded yourself. Maybe it's a new handbag, a new car, a new iPhone, perhaps, okay, iPhone 17. And some irregular payments, maybe you have a certain thing, okay, just anything that you have spent money on, just take it down. And the goal of this money audit is to see, compare your income and also your spendings, whether there is a deficit or is there a positive number out there. Okay, we want to make sure that it is a positive number. Okay, if not, it will be a very, very scary day for you. Okay. And the second thing that I usually do is I do look at my expenses and I see what are the things that I can actually cut out. So it can be subscriptions that I don't really use, streaming service. I do have my Disney Plus that I don't really use anymore. Unused memberships, perhaps your gym memberships, your monthly renewals, or maybe you sign up for something, you forgot about it, like your free trials, maybe some purchases that you don't need anymore. It's important to actually cut out all of these things because it might be a small amount every single month, but if you add it up to 12 months, you add it up to 2 years, 3 years, it's actually quite a number of expenses. So do make sure you cut out the silent leaks so that you can better use the money elsewhere in either your investment, or it can be for your other expenses, or you can even put it into your savings as well. So make sure you do this second step very, very importantly. And the third thing that I usually do, okay, for those of you who are investors, I do have a portfolio reality check. Okay, how much money that I have, okay, in terms of cash, how much assets that I have as well. Okay, for those of you who don't invest, you can look at your property value, you can look at your savings, what are the things that you have in your own personal asset list. Okay, for investors, very straightforward. Analyze your portfolios, see what are your returns to see whether you are performing good or maybe it's not so good. And for those assets or stocks that are underperforming in your portfolio, go and cut it out. Okay, and rethink your strategies moving forward based on your successes and your failures. And also look into diversifying your risk for your portfolio. Maybe you are over leveraged on a certain position. It is becoming a very big part of your portfolio, or maybe this stock is really not good for you anymore, or some things changes. Also cut it out of your portfolio. Okay, and also try to set good investment goals for yourself. Okay, so that's what I do. And the fourth thing is to also look into your emergency funds, because sometimes For example, I always tell my students that you need to have at least 6 to 12 months of expenses for your emergency funds, because you might have unexpected financial challenges. I don't really want to mention anything, but if you have anything unexpected, you don't want to dip into your investments, you don't want to sell something at a loss, maybe your property, your stocks. So it's important to have this emergency funds, and I usually recommend 6 months to 12 months, depending on how heavy you guys are in terms of your expenses. Maybe you are unsure about your job, you want to change your job. It takes time to actually look for a job as well. So this is kind of like a buffer for you. Also, make sure you look into any changes to your fixed expenses. Maybe you have a kid coming, or maybe a house coming. You need to start paying your mortgage, your new car as well. So many things that can happen, and that's why your emergency funds are so important. And this will really help you to prevent panic selling whenever you are short of money or short of cash. Okay. And also give you some time, okay, some buffer, so that it's not so stressful for you if you actually really need this funds out of a sudden. Okay. And it can give you more confidence when you are using your money in other ways that or maybe you have some decisions that you need to make. Maybe you need to make a career switch. So it's important to have this emergency funds. Okay. And the fifth thing that I want you guys to have is also to have a 2026 game plan for your finances. What do I mean? It is to set a clear financial goal for yourself. It can be something like, I want to save up $6,000 or $10,000 by December 2026. So by that, you know that you can break it down into a monthly number. Maybe there will be like $500 per month or $1,000 a month, so that you can eventually reach this goal. And maybe you can say that I want to grow my money, if you invest, by 20% in 2026. Or maybe you have a goal you want to set for yourself. You want to buy a house. You maybe perhaps you are looking to buy a car, or you want to pay off your parents' like mortgage. You help out with some things. So set a clear financial goal for yourself so that you know what you're aiming for. Okay? And the second thing is to do a projection, looking at your projected income, your projected expenses as well. What do you want to spend on? What do you want to save on? It's important to do all of this, because you want to know what you are going into for the next year. And perhaps because you might have a bigger expenses, or maybe you have a smaller expenses next year, it's good to have this all in mind when you are going through it, so that you don't panic at the end of next year. Okay. And the third thing is, if you have any idle cash sitting around, it's also good to deploy it, because if you have cash in your bank that you are not using, that is not your emergency fund, your inflation actually eats away your savings, and it's just not as good as putting it in the bank. I rather you put it into some investment. If you are a very, very safe investor, just do a S&P 500, or if you are in a country, you can buy government bonds as well. For example, Singapore, we do have a very, very safe investment, which is the T-bills or the SSB as well. Okay. And the goal for 2026 is we want to be a winner. Okay, we want to be planned. We want to have a very strategic 2026. We want to be disciplined in our investments, so that, we do not really have emotional or reactive reactions whenever, anything happens as well. Okay, so this is my advice for you guys, and I hope that this video is very useful for you. The 5 things that I usually do for my own portfolio before the new year begins. So make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And also, I hope to see you guys for the next video. And give us a like for this video if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you for the next episode.